Hello guys, welcome to another vlog. So this is our first time splitting up as World Race America. Allie and Allie, who's getting out of the van, are leaving to go to Raleigh, North Carolina. We're splitting up for the group for like 3 or 4 days while the rest of the group goes to Aiken, South Carolina. And this guy who's hiding, Ben, we met him yesterday. He is a gap year. He got off the field a week ago and he is driving us to Raleigh, North Carolina. I don't really know what's there. We have a couple people we're meeting up with, a couple squad mates, and I personally am praying for rainbow sprinkles because I really like them. I think they're pretty. And I'm praying for rainbow sprinkles to show up wherever God wants us to go. So be prepared for that. It's the next morning. So the reason why we came to Raleigh is just because the Lord put it on me and Allie's heart. Is that right in English? I don't know. So we just got on, or we got a ride and we got here. Today I'm about to meet with my squad mate, Kaylee. You've seen her 1,000 times. And yeah, and after that I have no idea, but I'm praying for sprinkles. And so we'll see what happens. Hey, hello. It's the next morning. We woke up this morning with the intentions of getting on our 7 a.m. Greyhound to go meet up with the rest of the team in Aiken, South Carolina, but we missed it. And so we're still here in Charlotte and we're trying again tomorrow. So I'm gonna take this time to tell you what we did in Raleigh and all the space, all the gaps leading up to this point, because I have been forgetting to pull up my camera. So the last thing I left off was that I met with Kaylee and that was a great time and it was so refreshing to my soul. So Kaylee, so then after that we went back to Allie's squad mate's house and that was great, and we went to lunch and hung out and then we left there, but we still kind of felt like unsettled, like there was still more that God wanted us to do in Raleigh. And Ben was like, it was pressed on Ben's heart that it was in downtown, so we're just like, okay, we'll just go to downtown. So we go to downtown, we're just like driving around. I see this man, he's like he was on my side and he was like kind of like stumbling around, like rummaging, what's that word? That's not right. Rifling? I don't know. Rummaging through leaves, and like my spirit was nicked, but I didn't say anything right away because I was just like, wait, what is that? Was that God? And then Ben turns around and was like, did you see that guy? And I was like, is that the guy? Okay, I felt it. And so like he was definitely on something. I don't know what he was on. Across the street, and he was like in this, like in these bushes, like you can only see his feet, and he was just like digging around for stuff. In my mind, because I'm trying to be like better at faith, I'm just like, oh my gosh, he's like tripping out and he's like seeing sprinkles and he's just like cupping them up in his hand. So we get up to him and he has all this trash in his hand, and he was saying that he picks up the city to stay out of trouble, and it sounds like, and then everything else was kind of slurred. So then he leaves, and then we're like, we don't know what to do now because I feel like that was the guy. And so we follow him again and we're like, can we help you? And he was just like, I got time, I got time, I got time. And we're like, okay. And so then he leaves again, and then but he mentions he had diabetes, and I was like, well, we can just tell him that we're Christians and we'll pray for him. And so we go up to him and we're like, okay, so we're Christians. And he was like, I don't got time, I don't have any time. And so we're like, okay. And we didn't want to press him anymore, so we just left him and prayed for him as we walked away. And so I was just kind of like, okay, God, I don't understand. So we just started just walking around the city, and we prayed for a couple people. Most people that we met were just kind of like out of it, definitely on something. In my opinion, I don't think we've met one sober person. That was kind of crazy. But we mentioned that anytime we pass through a state capital, that we want to pray for it. And so we happened to pass through City Hall, and so we prayed for City Hall and the government and the United States. So that was really great, and just walked around and talked and headed back. And so honestly, I have no idea why exactly the Lord called us to Raleigh. I still don't know yet, but I know that he did. And then we came back to Charlotte. Ben drove us here, and then we decided to go mudding.
We don't tour that mud up, I tell you.
We did a little bit. And that was, man, okay, so that was an experience, and it was super fun, but also high-key, low-key, both keys terrified that I was gonna die. So I'm gonna show you this clip. So we're in this little, literally little area because we thought we can fit. We're like, yeah, we can fit. So we keep going because we're following these like little white strips that's marking out the trails. And so we're going, and then we get to this dead end and we're like, crap. And then because I have seen way too many Criminal Minds episodes, even though I haven't seen one in like 7 years, it's still ingrained in my brain. And so I'm just like waiting for all these people coming out of the woods to start hacking us and stuff. And so I'm just like praying. I was like, God, please do not let us die. So we're like backing out and stuff, and then Corbin's like, hey, you remember that time when all those clowns were a thing? And then I'm terrified of clowns, so I was just like, oh my gosh, but we survived because God is faithful, yay. So yeah, and then we came back home and hit the hay because we were supposed to wake up early to go to the Greyhound. And we did, but we missed it. So we have this afternoon to see what God has planned, and I don't honestly know what that is. I'm still praying for sprinkles. I haven't seen any yet, but something that God's already put on my heart is that, so when we were going into Raleigh, the only destination we had was downtown, and I had no idea what that was. I was so anxious, and I was just like praying it away. I was like, why am I so scared? And I just felt like God was telling me that I was afraid that he wasn't going to show up, which I knew. I struggle with that sometimes, most of the time. But it was more than that. It was kind of like, I feel like God's gonna trap us, and like, or I'm afraid God's gonna trap me. So he's gonna lead me exactly where he wants me, and then poof, he's gonna be gone, and then he's gonna help me, make me figure out by myself, which is totally untrue. And so I didn't even realize that was a lie that I had going in my head. So that's something that, I don't know, that I'm gonna have to work out with the Lord. And then same exact thing. So like, this is actually like the perfect little vision. So like when we were like mudding and stuff, and we're in that forest, and like, so we're like following the trail, and then it dead ends, and then I'm like, okay, well now I feel trapped, and I feel like God's gonna leave us, and I feel like we're gonna die. Like that's my immediate go-to. And so that happened twice that day actually, and so that's something we'd have to work out with the Lord. Hello, it is the next day. We got on our bus this morning, praise, and then we stopped in Columbus, South Carolina, to figure out, we have a 4-hour layover 30 minutes away from Aiken, South Carolina, which is fine. So we're currently in a Starbucks, so excuse me that my camera's supposed to be this is awkward. But yesterday was actually really, really good. We went to Chick-fil-A, and there was a homeless man outside that the Lord put on my heart to talk to and buy him lunch. So I talked to him and his wife for a while, and that was really, really awesome. And then we got to talk to Corbin's mom last night, and then play virtual reality. Is that the correct millennial term? VR. And it was really, really good. So, I don't know. This trip has not been what we thought at all. And it's kind of embarrassing because we've been traveling, me for all last year, and then Allie has been traveling for a couple years. So it's embarrassing that like we're epic failing our logistics, but it's really okay. It's obviously for a reason probably. And we're learning a lot. So we should be back with our team this afternoon if all goes according to plan. Hi, it's way later now. I'm ending the video, and I just wanted to say that the sprinkle thing came into fruition. So on Sunday, which was a couple days ago, Melissa and Allie went to, they drove back up to North Carolina to go to Elevation Church, and it was a divine appointment, and they met this girl who wasn't even supposed to be there that day, but she decided to go to church because she felt like she was supposed to. They talked to her, and it was just really, really good. And they left, and they felt like they weren't done, so they went back to her and just asked to exchange numbers and stuff so they can keep in contact. And then the girl was just like, don't you just love it when like God sprinkles in moments throughout the day? And I told most people that I was praying for sprinkles, and so they stopped because they knew, and they looked at each other like freaked out because she said sprinkles, and who the heck says that word? Nobody. And so and then they told her that I was praying for it and all that kind of stuff, and she just thought it was so cool. And yeah, I just want to say it totally happened. And looking back now, I think that God was showing me sprinkles, just not in the way that I was praying for. We had like 7 to 8 different just appointments with people, divine appointments, and I don't know, just God was just sprinkled in throughout the day, and that was just really cool. And so I just want to say, go on the record, that it happened, and it was just really cool. Didn't happen the way I thought I was praying for it, but it still happened, and God's just really awesome. Yeah, okay. Thanks for watching this video.